Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today is the 31st of Jan. We have opened with a little bit of a gap up of 250 points. And despite what India VIX will tell you, there has been a huge crush in weekly options prices. Today being a Monday, one day before the budget, the behavior of premiums also that I am taking a look at is a little too erratic, and I don't think that it is worth trading. At the open, just about a minute into open, this 16,500, spread was trading at about 62. It continues to trade at 62. What is happening is into a down move, the put is gaining and the call is not giving up value. And likewise is happening into an up move. So I just don't think it is favorable. In fact, if you see, all put options were cheaper at the open despite us having made this kind of an up move. So it's just not favorable to trade given the entire circumstances, which is why I don't have a trade. There has been a tremendous IV crash. Even somebody who's carrying the 17,100, which is like 200 points away straddle overnight, even despite the gap up at the open, they would have been in profit. So that's the kind of IV crash, making it unattractive to trade. So just going to go over a quick summary of what the month of Jan has been like. It hasn't particularly been great, but it hasn't been bad either because I'm following a particular philosophy. As long as markets continue to remain in this almost unfavorable state, so very similar to December, but unlike December, couldn't really capitalize on some of the expiry days. Had three losing days, and the first one was a fair enough quantum. But if you look at the other two, one for 51,000, one for 27,000, the quantum of losses has been very, very minor compared to the profits. And the idea is to trade small, trade less, find reasons to trade rather than reasons to not trade. Like, for example, today, obviously, by the end of the day, there's such a wide spread of 16,500, 18,000. It might do quite well. So it's trading at around 63, 64. It can end under 55 if there isn't any erratic move. But intraday, there could be a big sell off or a big rally which expands it to about 70. So it's not super attractive, which is why I'm not trading it. So I'm waiting until something is attractive. It's on days like Tuesdays, Wednesdays, not before the budget. In fact, last year also, I didn't trade the budget day. It's just best left alone. Like, I have this thing that if Shaktikant Das, the RBI governor, is on TV, trade that day, short volatility, it will go well. If Nirmala Sitharaman is coming, just stay away from the market. Nothing is going to happen. You're not going to lose, right? Okay, so if there is a big up move, which has been the case with a lot of Nirmala candles, your portfolio will do well and your stocks will do well. So you won't miss out on anything. I personally am against trading in this entire period. So I will of course assess once again tomorrow what kind of opportunity is there. If it is there and it's looking good, I might take a small trade. But the entire idea here is to keep the trade small. So summary for Jan itself is such and such, and yeah, the idea is small losses. Profits also not great because, like, first of all, expiries could not be capitalized. This was a losing expiry. I'm targeting itself 1% or less than 1% on expiries because in this period I feel it's just not worth taking too much of a risk. So keep a steady sort of equity curve going, even if it is a little bit on the smaller side. And also the idea is the market had showed a particular period of weakness, and now I have this thing that on a daily basis, most of the time, my portfolio itself moves more than what my trading profit and losses. At least in the past 3 months period, I've been trading in such a way. I've been trading a smaller size. So then my portfolio itself on a daily basis is moving up and down. So what I'm doing is whenever the market is moving down, I'm not taking too much risk because I don't want to lose money on the downside. While I want to trade non-directionally into a down move, you'll see very rarely lately, at least in the current scenario, am I losing money on a down day because I'm keeping a relatively bearish bias to hedge against my portfolio. So that also is something that's happening. So I hope you had an all right trading month. Jan, it was tricky. We had some pretty big gaps. And we did have some very erratic intraday moves where we see a one-way move and then completely reverses and all that. I think something that's worked out really well for me in this period or at least has helped me not to take a hit, is having a trailing stop loss, especially after that 1 o'clock 1:30 mark. Have a trailing stop loss and just know where to exit and get out. It's okay even if you've given up a little bit and you would think that okay, it will pull back and then from there market will be alright. Let me give you an example. So first of all, I got a very bad entry on Friday's trade. I'll give you an example here. Right. So on Friday's trade, I got a pretty not so good entry. There was an IV spike after my entry, and basically what ended up happening is in the first candle itself, I entered, and by the second candle, I was already 5 points down. So for the rest of the day, my position at one point went into a decent profit of somewhere around from -5, it went into about +7, +8, and then just as we started breaking down here, my trailing stop loss started to hit. I couldn't get out because the momentum with which it broke from 7 points profit, I came down to 2 points profit. So 5 points were given away just in one and two, these two candles. And I decided, I just have to hit the exit. Now here I could be like, let me wait for a pullback. If I wait for a pullback, I might, get a better exit. This candle, this particular candle here, would have put me from 2 points in the positive to once again back 5 points in the negative. And of course, had I held on, the position would have gone into 15-20 points negative because of kind of breakdown we had and IV spy. So this is something to keep in mind, that if first of all, when things are not going too well, trade smaller, find reasons on which days is going to be most favorable for you to trade, and even if you don't capitalize on those days, don't lose on the days which are not in your favor, where the trade is not supposed to be in your favor. And secondly, have a trailing stop loss, especially into the second half. Like if you're doing non-directional strategies intraday, have a trailing stop loss, lock in whatever you can, even if you give up most of what you've made the entire day. It's okay, get out, because lately the nature of markets is that you will see a steep one-way move, and then from there, like here as well, right? So you had a gap down, you think open is high, try to break the high, from there made a lower low. Now at this point, no, who would have expected this kind of a move? So this that too was an expiry day, and yeah, it was very tricky to manage. But once again, this day also trailing stop loss helped me close in the green. So that's what has been working. So I hope you had a good Jan, and let's hope for a good budget. And be safe with your trades on the budget. Budget trades can cause a lot of harm if you take up undue risk. A lot of people who are new in the market, they think premiums are so high, this is so juicy, we can like easily make money, and maybe you will also. But there is a good chance that if it goes against you, it can go against you very, very, very badly, and take a large chunk of your account, especially if you're doing it positionally. So thank you so much for watching, and have a great trading month ahead. Basically, as long as I keep my trades small, keep them light, I'm going to be just posting small summaries of them on Twitter, because they really don't require too much management, doesn't require that much involvement. And yeah, once I'm back to trading full at scale, once I'm back at the office as well, because I am going to be working from home for a little bit of an extended period of time. At that point, I will be back to making videos every day. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye bye.